So we have been into this activity challenge week. Now, this particular activity challenge week is going to go on till the month of September, at least until the lockdown for the academic purpose opens up. Okay, so till then, we are going to have something or the other interesting things every week. So, in that, every Sunday, we are going to tell you all a challenge. Like the challenge this week is sow and grow with right, wherein you have to sow a medicinal plant and post a picture of it onto your social media channels and type right academy with it as well. So along with when you all are doing an activity, we also are preparing something unique which you would not have studied otherwise in your curriculum, and we are going to teach you a few more skills here and there. Okay, so the skill that we are going to learn today is something that is going to help develop your brain. Okay, and that particular thing that which we have, which is going to help us, is nothing but the abacus. Okay, so this is how an abacus looks like. Okay, some of you all might have attended classes when you were in school. So just like when I was in school, I guess I was in fifth standard. That was when these people who used to teach abacus had come to my school, and they had oriented my parents about the importance of this abacus. Okay, so before we start, I'll tell you something about this. So this particular instrument is something which has been originated, I guess, in the Babylon period, and that was around your the Roman civilization. Okay, so back then, what they used to do is they used to construct such things with the help of wood, and beads were made from certain hard coated seeds. Okay, and such kind of these structures were made, and sometimes these structures were quite huge enough; they were quite wide, and sometimes it would have been compact. Like over the years, they made it a bit compact like that. Okay, so the oldest abacuses will be very huge. They'll be having larger beads onto them, whereas the new age abacus is something that you can hold in your two palms as well. Okay, now just like any other device or writing instrument that you make use of, either your notebooks or your pencils and all that, we do have rituals where we worship the writing instruments of yours. So similarly, abacus is something that is to be worshipped. It was worshipped initially because it gave us an easier method to calculate things, and this is the reason why you should not jiggle it up like that and play around with it. Okay, rather uh, you should be respectful about it, and there are certain rules to how to hold it and all that. Okay, so it is believed that this abacus was discovered by the Chinese, and we are at in the no China products segment right now here in India. But while Chinese gave us coronavirus, the novel coronavirus, along with that, they also did give us certain things which were very genuine, like this particular abacus. Okay, so if we learn about the things that are good for us, it would be helpful to us. Now, why should you learn about these abacuses? Now, the first thing is, in this coronavirus pandemic, we have come to know that anything can happen. It has never been so far that we have never gone to school, even though the academic year has begun. And our teachers are teaching us live or through our smartphones and through our laptops, like I am doing right now. I'm teaching you something very interesting, which I would have done in your classrooms, but I'm doing it online right now. The reason behind this is the pandemic that we are going through, which many of the countries all throughout the world have to go under a lockdown, where we do not have to meet each other, we do not have to step out of our house if not necessary. Okay, so with this, there also might be a chance that apocalypse might come up, and if apocalypse does come up, you might be one of those lucky people who would survive. And if you do survive, you need to know how to bring about all the technology back again. So that is when this abacus is going to help you, because from these abacuses, the calculators were developed, and from the calculator we had the computers being developed, and from the computers, now the computer has shrunken up and it has come to this particular size of a phone which you can hold in your palm. Okay, so there are a lot of developments which have taken place. Okay, and what we'll be doing is we'll study about the basics, we'll go back to our basics and find out how it would help us later. Okay, so this is how an abacus looks like. So these particular abacuses, they'll be having such kind of rods onto them. Okay, and there are some beads onto these rods. Okay, what these beads mean and what significance it has, we will all mention it later on. Okay, but before that, I want you all to tell me whether you all are finding this interesting or whether you all are able to hear me or not. So please give me a thumbs up in the live chat down below and let me know whether you all are able to process whatever I am telling you over here. So give me a thumbs up, people. Give me some encouragement. This is the first time I'm doing. There might be certain glitches over here. Please excuse me if that does happen. Okay. Okay. So thank you, Bhavya. Thank you, Saira, Janine, Shubham. Thank you so much. Oh, so the first thing, as I told you, abacus is an instrument which needs to be worshipped because this is the mother of all uh, technology that we have around us right now. The laptop through which I'm speaking with you, the phone which is over here, everything that it is all a part of this because of this particular instrument. So there are certain rules or certain techniques to follow when you all are using these kind of instruments. Okay, so the first thing is whenever you all are operating the abacus for calculation purpose, you need to have a writing device, that is either a pencil. Pencil would be more preferable because we might make mistakes in the initial days of our using an abacus. Okay, so we need to hold a pencil, and if you are a right-handed person, you are supposed to hold the pencil this way. Okay, you're supposed to hold it with the three fingers, three later fingers, middle finger, ring finger, and the pinky finger of yours in this manner, and you need to keep your index finger and the thumb free. Okay, so this is what you got to do. And then if you are a left-handed person, then you need to hold the pencil in this manner. You need to hold the pencil using the thumb, the ring finger and the pinky finger, and you need to keep your index and the middle finger free. Okay, now why this is so? Because we are going to hold the abacus in our hand when we are going to perform this particular uh, calculation. Okay, so if you're a left-handed person, you need to hold the abacus like that. If you're a right-handed person, then too you need to hold the abacus like that. And that is the reason why the holding of the pencil changes. Okay, so when we need to hold, we need to make use of our left hand to hold the abacus in this manner. The ring finger and the pinky finger are going to hold the upper frame. The thumb is going to hold the lower frame, and these two fingers of yours should be free. Okay. Then next up, if you're a right-handed person, we are going to make use of our the index finger and the thumb to bring of our two hands are important, and that is why we need to keep them free. So right-handed people will be holding the pencil this way, and the left-handed people will be holding the pencil this way. Okay. Now, once that is done, once you know how to hold this up, next thing that you got to do is catch hold of the abacus. So yes, you all can see that I had received this abacus from the Institute Ideal Play Abacus India Private Limited. This particular institute is not no longer existent. It has, I guess, changed its name to Smart Kids Abacus. So those are the people who had taught me this, how to work it out. So I would like to do credit to all these people who did that. So because of them only, I could tell you people all about this. Okay, now what we'll be doing is we cannot hold the abacus like that on in air. We need to place it on the table or somewhere where you can get a good support. Okay, now after that, now we need to understand about the different factors that you have. Now, why is studying abacus important? First of all, we need to get back to the basics. We need to understand from where exactly these come up. Okay, secondly, this is going to help in the development of your brain. Now we already know that your brain which is there, it has different areas. Okay, so we have this part of our brain which generally has a lot of folds in them, which is called as cerebrum. And cerebrum is the area where most of the information is stored. Okay, so now what happens is the information that is generally stored would be better stored, or it would be, your brain will feel it easier to process if it has an visual action to it and not just an audio action. Okay, like if I tell you something, you might forget that. If you read something, you might forget that. But if you see something, you are not going to forget that. Okay, that is the reason why we do remember the scenes of the movies very appropriately, but we might forget the dialogue that the hero or the heroine delivered. Okay, because whatever we read, we retain around 10% of it. Whatever we hear, we retain around 20% of it. And whatever we see, we retain around 50% of it. Okay, so that is why seeing things or being visually making use of things would help you out a lot. Okay, so this particular abacus is going to make sure that you keep on looking at these beats when they go up or when they go down. So when you look at them visually, the image stays in your brain. And because of which, what happens is, once you have gotten enough practice on this particular device, you don't need this particular device any longer. You can mentally calculate, or mentally, you visualize the beats that you have on a particular row, and then accordingly you can keep on making the changes on it, and you can calculate. Okay, so this was what was told to us, that our mathematics would become very stronger. But later on, I came to know that when we come into 11th and 12th standard, we have integration and differentiation, and there is no technique to make those simpler. Ram sir might make it simpler, but the basic calculation which we have, that is adding up 35 and 20 will give you 90. Such kind of calculations you might be able to do it very quickly. Okay, so you need not make use of the calculator, because once you see how the beats go up over here, 35, 20, how you do it over here, then you will be able to memorize those things very clearly. Okay, so in that manner you might not require the abacus, so it requires certain practice. Now in today's session, I'll just tell you about the structure of the abacus, how it is used, and there are many formulae that we need to learn as to how exactly are we supposed to add numbers, how we are supposed to subtract them, multiply them, and even divide them. All the four calculations, basic calculations, can be carried out with the help of an abacus. So all this I'll be telling you in the next session, which I'll be conducting on Saturday. So today we will just learn about the structure. Okay, and then what you will be doing is you will be constructing an abacus at your home itself. Okay, if your parents can spend 35 rupees, and if this is available, if bookstores around you are open, and if they have this thing, then you can buy this at 35 rupees. You can let go of all the effort that you need to put in to make a homemade abacus. But if you are like going green and upcycling all the waste in your house, then you can make use of certain things in your house and construct such an abacus. Okay, so that we will be doing when we'll be going on to the Saturday, on the session on Saturday. So that day I'll be telling how we will be making up an abacus. Today, let's just learn about what the structures are. So in this particular abacus, we have these rods over here. So let's just count how many rods we have. Rod number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that is why this is called as a 15 rod abacus. If you are somebody who would learn, you like if you master the basics of this particular 15 rod abacus, you might go on and learn a 17 rod abacus or a 21 rod abacus as well. But all those abacus are meant for higher calculations. A small abacus like this also would do, because this means now every row over here indicates one single digit. So if I consider this as the units place, then this would be the tens place. This will be hundreds, thousand, 10,000, lakh, 10 lakh, and so on. You will be having infinite numbers that are going on over there, and you can make infinite calculations with the help of this. Okay, so this can be done. But right now, I would want you all to have a closer look at this abacus, and you all might be able to see that over here we have these white colored dots. Okay, so you will find one dot over here, and then after two more rows, you will be finding one more dot over here. There's also one more dot over here which has faded off because I've used these areas a lot in my childhood days. So you won't be able to see these white colored dots over here, but this region is something which is pretty visible to you all. So we will be having 5 such dots, these white colored dots, onto your bars, or the middle bar of the abacus. This will be called as the middle bar or the middle row. Okay. Now there are 4 beads below the middle row. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there's one bead above the middle row. Okay. Now the value of all these beads below the middle row is 1. Like one bead will indicate 1 unit. Okay, or single 1. So if I put up make use of the second bead over here, so what I have right now is 2. Okay, then this is 3, and then this all 4 of it together, if it touches the bar, then it is 4. Now, as I told you, ideally you're supposed to keep it down below on the paper. So I'll be demonstrating that shortly to you. Okay, but before that, let's just listen to what the values are. So these are one single units, and the bead which you have above the middle bar will be having a value of 5. Okay, so if this bar, if this particular bead is touching the middle bar, that means right now the number or the unit that I am indicating on this bar is 5. And if I add in this one more bead to it, then it will be 6, one more bead, 7, 8, and 9. So once you have all the 9 bars stuck to the middle bar like that, okay, so that means you have all the numbers, all the units from 1 to 9. And if you want to add in 10, then what we do is we need to separate them off, and we need to make sure that the bead which is there on the other bar touches the middle bar. So then this will indicate as 10. Okay, I'll just show you what is to be done. But before that, keep in mind, whenever you all are holding an abacus, once again, I will tell you, if you're a right-handed person, you should have a pencil with you in the right hand in this manner. The last 3 fingers should hold up the pencil, and your index finger and the thumb should hold up your, should be free. Okay, and if you're a left-handed person, you should hold your pencil this way. Your ring and pinky finger should like hold up the pencil this way, and it should be in between your thumb and the index finger, and your index finger and the middle finger should be free. Okay, so this is how you hold, and then you have got to hold the abacus in this manner. And if you're a right-handed person, then you're going to hold it in this manner. If you're a left-handed person, your pencil is over here, and your hand is free. Still, you need to hold your pencil and your hand in this position. Okay, so that is about it. Now I'm going to change the setting of the camera. Give me a few seconds. Okay, so I guess you all can see the image of the camera pretty well. Sorry, not the camera, the image of the abacus pretty well. Yeah. So here we have all the beads, the 4 beads down below, and the single beads up above the middle bar. Okay, now what we'll be doing is, with the index finger and your thumb over here, we will be doing this over here, which we call as zoom. Okay, you have to zoom it up like that, and when you do zoom it up, what happens is all the beads get separated out from your middle bar. Okay, so your middle bar is completely free, and now this indicates that your abacus is completely zero. Okay, so abacus is 0 over here. Like, value on the abacus right now is 0. Okay, let me just give you the setup of this. This way it would be much more visible to you all. Okay, so this is an abacus in front of you. We have the beads attached to the middle bar. So this means now your abacus's value is not 0. It has some other value. Okay, so what we'll be doing is we will zoom it up like that. Zoom means moving your index finger and the ring thumb through the middle bar so that all the beads get separated out. Okay, my abacus is a bit rusty because I haven't used it in a long time. That is why the beads are not going or separating out well. But if you have a good new one, or if you make use of it for a few more time, then with that one single zoom, the beads will get separated out. Okay, now we got to choose one unit place. Okay, so this particular unit place which I used a lot was this. Okay, so unit place is that point where you have a white dot onto the bar. Okay, so I made use of this because I was a right-handed person, and I held my abacus with my left hand that way. So here I had the liberty to move around the beach very easily. But a left-handed person would generally use this part a lot. Okay, now what we got to do is, now I suppose you all are able to see that there is a white colored dot over here. So I'm going to consider this as my units place. Okay, or what we can do is, let's go with something much more visual. We can see the white dot over here. This will be my units place. So now when one bead is touching up my units place, so this means the value on my abacus is 1. So this will be, when I add in one more bead, it will be 2, one more bead 3, one more bead 4. So all the beads that are present on the lower area will have a value of 1. And if I want 5, now 1, 2, 3, 4 is over here. If I want to indicate the value of my abacus as 5, then what I'll do is I'll push the upper bead down to the middle bar, and I'm going to push the lower beads down back. Okay, so now on the middle bar, only this particular bead of mine is touching it. So this indicates that my value of the abacus right now is 5. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, now 5. And thereafter 5, we have the figures 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, now if you want to move on to 10, then what we got to do is we again have to separate them out like that. And since this was the units place, this will be the tens place. So in the tens place, you need to put in one bead. So now here tens place, there is bead, now one single bead, and in the units place there are 0 bead. So that means the value would be 1, 0, 10. Okay, so that is what happens up over here. Now, next up after that, if I want the value to be 11, then the 11 would be one bead over here in the tens place and one bead over here in the units place. Now again, like I just did, do not move around the beads with your pencil, move it around with your index finger. Okay, so with the index finger, we will be bringing about one bead over here. So one here, this is 11. Then this will be 12, 13, 14. And if I want 15, can you please tell me what should I do? How would I get 15? I have one bead on my tens place, so that is indicating that I have 10. But if I want 15 over here, now I have only 4 beads. So what should I do? I want one more bead up over here, no? Then only it will be 15. Or is there any other way? Yes, people, I need to take the upper bead down. Okay, very good. Yes. So I am going to push this down. So Prachi has told me that I have to push this down and I have to get this one upper bead down. Yes, because the beads on the upper side of the middle bar have a value of 5. So now here I have one bead and here I have the value of 5, which is one single bead of value 5. So now it is indicating 15. Okay, now if I need to add up 16, like make the number 16 of the abacus's value, so I'll add in one more bead over here, then down below 17, 18, 19. Now I need 20. So how do I do that? How would I get 20? So to all those who have joined just now, we are counting on the abacus. And we know that these beads are the ones which have a value of 5, and these beads are the ones which have a value of 1. The white dot over here indicates a units place, and the dot on the bar besides it will be your tens place. And likewise, over here, we will be having the hundreds place, then 1,000, 10,000, and so on. Okay, if you are dealing with a larger number, then you need to choose a units place far back over here or over here. Okay, yeah. So now we have a number of 19 on this abacus. All the beads that touch the middle bar will be the value of that particular abacus. So I have one tens and one 4 of these one valued beads and one of this 5 valued bead attached in the units place. So 10 plus 9, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 19. So I just asked you, I need 20. So what should I do? So Asmita tells me that I need to bring down all the beads of the units place this way by zooming it up. And I need to bring up one bead on the tens place. So that way we have 20. So let's keep on counting again. 21, 22, 23, 24. Then for 25, what should I do? What shall I do for 25? Okay, Sushant also knew what is to be done in case of 20. Okay, so I need to bring all the single beads on the units place down, and I need to pull down this value of 5, the upper bead down onto the middle bar. So now I'll be having 25, 2 and 2 on the tens place and 5 in the units place. So 25. Then 26, 27, 28, 29. And if I want 30, I'm going to zoom it up, clear out my units place, and then add up one bead over here in the tens place. Okay, so this is how we count in Abacus. Now let's do a very simple addition over here, addition of numbers. So what we'll do is I'm going to add up, let's start with a single digit number. So I'm going to add up the number 9, and to this number, I'm going to, let's say, add up number 6. Okay, so how are we supposed to do that? 9 plus 6, how will it go? Okay, so I hope this is visible. 9 plus 6 is what we need to do. So in case of 9 plus 6, first of all, we need to set up our unit. So you can choose this particular unit, or you can choose this particular unit, whichever you want. You have 5 options out here. You can choose any of the unit. Now the one which is comfortable to me is this one, so I'll choose this unit. Okay, so this is my unit place, tens, hundreds, thousand, 10,000. So units place pe now I have to bring up the numbers 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 plus 5. So that is 9. Now, since you all are not quite young and you all can count very well, and you already know that in one bar of Abacus, you are going to have the beads worth of 9 value. So you can simply just bring all of them together. Okay, that is 9. So 9 में अभी मुझे 6 add करना है. So how do I add 6? What will I be doing over here? Do I have extra beads? Okay, now in order to add in 6, we have a formula which is called as the small friends formula. So in Abacus, we have small friends which help us in single digit calculations, and we have big friends which help us in double digit calculations. Okay, so we'll be discussing about those formula of small friends and big friends in our session on Saturday. So right now, I'll just tell you the formula for the small friends formula for 9 plus 6 is a thing. So in this case, what we got to do is when we have to add up the value 6, we are going to either remove off all these 4 and add 10 over here. So whenever 6 is to be added, we will be subtracting 4 from the units place and adding 10 in the tens place. Or what we can do is we will be removing off the 5 over here, 5 from the this units place, and we'll be adding in. Okay, then we'll be bringing about, no, sorry, I messed up. Yeah, we won't be removing up the 5. We will be just pushing down the 4, and we'll be adding up the 10 over here. So this is one of the formula of small friends when we need to add 6 to a units place, and all the beads in the units place are utilized. Even if all the beads were not utilized, you had two beads down below over here, still we would be doing this only, that we will be pushing down the 4 beads and adding up 1 bead on the tens place. So this is how we do the calculations simply. So the formulae and all of it will be taught to you in the next section. So this was just to get familiarized with this instrument of Abacus. Okay, so once again, people, 15 rows. In 15 rows, you are going to have these units places. Every bead down below over here has one single unit. And if none of these beads are touching the middle bar, that means the value of the Abacus right now is 0. If there is even a single bead touching the middle bar, and if you have considered this as the units place, then the value of the Abacus is 1. If you are adding in the second one, then it will be called as, the value will be 2, 3, 4. And when you want 5, you will push all of them down below and the upper bead will come down. So this is 5. Then after 5, we will be adding in one more, 6, 7, 8, 9. And when we want to go to the tens place, we are going to zoom out the beads or from the units place, and we'll be adding in one bead in the tens place. Okay, so likewise, if we go on to a number, if we keep on calculating like that and go on to a number of 90, and yeah, this will be 90. So if I want 91, here comes 91, then 92, 93, 94, 95 के लिए I'm going to push all the 4 down, get these 5 digit 5 value wala upper beat down. So this is now 95. Okay, 5 plus 6 7 8 9. So on the tens place 9, and in the units place 5. And then if I want to keep on counting further, so we'll be having 96, 97, 98, 99. Now if I want to after 99, if I add in one more unit, that is if I add one more me to continue taking such sessions on Abacus, which might help you all out in your day-to-day calculations and also in your maths some way. Only in the calculation part, they are not going to teach you the formula or make you memorize the formula of integration that well. Okay, so if you do want to continue with such sessions, do let me know in the live chat. If not, then also do let me know in the live chat. And I hope you all have a great day ahead. And we'll meet tomorrow during the lectures and everything. And also, if you all have not already potted up medicinal plant, do pot it up, take a picture of it, send it on the WhatsApp group, or if you have Instagram and Facebook IDs, you can post it over there. If your parents have the Instagram and Facebook IDs, you can ask your parents to post it over there. And when you do post, do tag Right Academy's page, do like this particular live session. Okay, I'll be back, small friends, in the next session if you want it. Okay, so goodbye, people.